Hello and welcome aboard Whale Pod to another episode of Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I'm your Commander Whale, and today we're gonna give a little bit of a planet scanning tutorial as well as explore the crash site of the Normandy SR1. So let's anomaly detected somewhere. I do believe as soon as we fire off a probe we are going to get said anomaly. But there are also some minerals that can be found on this planet's surface, so since we're getting a nice good spike of palladium there, we're gonna launch a probe.
In research projects, palladium is used to upgrade heavy pistols, armor, and cybernetics.
No, we do not get the anomaly as soon as we detect. Follow the white indicator on the reticle to find the anomaly. That's all fine and dandy, game. We're gonna launch another probe here for a massive spike of palladium and iridium. It's also a little bit of the planet scanning tutorial here. Very palladium-rich world Alcara is.
Probe launched.
We don't have a lot of credits in order to burn here, but
Probe away.
to burn here on probes.
Used to upgrade heavy weapons, submachine guns, and assault rifles.
But we might as well show off the planet scanning mechanic here by stripping Alcara here dry. Man, lots of palladium here on Alcara. Lots and lots of palladium. Okay, that's a decent spike of iridium. That got us a few hundred. We're gonna be focusing on where the anomaly is now. Here it is.
Probe away. Scans have found something.
Anomaly detected. Scans confirm the wreckage of SSV Normandy on the planet's surface. No life signs or mechanical activity detected. Stable landing zone located amid the crash site. We can now have the ability to land on Alcara because of that. But we're gonna keep going, seeing if we can't strip everything out of this planet.
Launching probe.
See if we can't knock its scanner results down to depleted. Oh yeah, that's a good hit. A little bit of platinum, a lot of iridium. A couple thousand iridium. Not bad. That's about as good as that spike's gonna get. We're at moderate now for the planets.
Probe away.
I don't know how well the sound's translating on the recording, but you will hear pings at faster and faster and higher pitched intervals the larger the spike you're getting on the scanner over there on the right. And you better get used to this, because if you're playing Mass Effect 2, you're gonna need a lot of these friggin' resources. Oh, a lot of platinum there.
Probe away.
A lot of palladium and now a big platinum spike here.
To upgrade sniper rifles, shotguns, and medical equipment.
Speaking of medical equipment, you need 50,000 in order to get a project from Dr. Chakwas down in the med bay that can heal your facial scarring. Healing your facial scarring isn't too useful to a Paragon, because just taking Paragon actions will keep your implants overheating under control.
Launching probe.
But if you want to take a bit more renegade action, then you definitely might want to invest in getting the facial scar repair upgrade if you do not wish to look like a, well, if you do not wish to look like a Terminator unit, because you have all this heat burning through your actual organic parts from the synthetic implants Cerberus reconstructed you with. But then again, part of the fun of doing a Renegade playthrough is looking like a Terminator, so But there's that for you to think of as well. A little bit more platinum. This is probably going to be the only planet we fully show off any sort of scan for here.
Launching probe.
Let's see if we can deplete it in less than 30 probes here, because that's our current probe cap. It's not the probe cap. You eventually do get the ability to store, I want to say, up to 60.
Probe away.
Can be a little tedious to get a planet all the way down to depleted. But I thought for the sake of showing things off, we'd show things off and completely deplete Alcara here.
Probe away.
Got us over 25,000 palladium. 25,000 is the cap where the bar on the screen will show up. That's going to be a decent hit. You can, of course, store more than that. Your just bar won't get any longer because they really set a low bar for that sort of thing. Yeah, that medical upgrade, I don't know if I mentioned before, it costs 50,000 platinum. So it's definitely really only something you're going to want to go for if you're like me and showing it off for a series, or if you really want to be a renegade but do not want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in The Terminator. Or, I forget her name, the actress who completely beats up Arnold in Terminator 3. But we can now enter Alcara's orbit, and since we have discovered the anomaly, we can now land. This is going to be a walk around the site and gather people's name tags with Shepard sort of mission. Not even really needing to bring any crew with you. But it is just a little bit of closure from Mass Effect 1. Or from the opening sequence of the game. After all, come on, game, let me bring Garrus with me. Garrus was on board the original Normandy. He would have known these people. Rest in pieces, terrible tank. Granted, that terrible tank was way better tuned in Legendary Edition than it was in Mass Effect 1. Basically what you're doing here on the surface is sweeping for dog tags. I believe there are 20 dog tags here on Alcara for you to recover. These are the dog tags of the crew members who were not lucky enough to make it off the Normandy SR-1 before its destruction at the hands of the, now we know it was the Collector ship. A dog tag. Getting a little bit of a flashback sequence here. I wonder if someone else got Presley's tags off the Normandy already. We are going to be placing a little bit of a monument here at the crash site, but we'll find the tags first. I believe we can also find Shepard's original helmet here as well. Beaten and battered from her drifting through space as a frozen body. Ah, there's refined element 0 here, even. Punch a crate. I grab a dog tag. Tux, well, Carlton Tux. We missed the first few names, but I'll suppose I'll try and read off the rest of these. Oh, which direction was I seeing the refined element 0 in? Yep, rest in pieces, tank. I was seeing another memorial spot here. Maybe not. Ah, there's another monument spot. A dog tag. Yaman Baraki is how I'm gonna go about pronouncing that. N7 helmet. That's the big reason to come here. Or at least the reason that can be displayed in your cabin to come here. The old CIC Turian model put onto a human warship to see how it worked out. There's another monument placement choice for you. I really want to find that refined element 0 before leaving, though. N7 helmet. Shepard's lost N7 helmet was recovered. Eight of 10 collected. Silas Crosby. Thank you for your service. I'm sure the Systems Alliance thanks you as well. I don't know. They can be pretty ungrateful these days. Look at how they've treated Shepard so far. There's some refined element 0. 115 of it. Just doing another quick run through here. There's another crate in view somewhere around here. Maybe. You're seeing that too when it pops up on screen, right, guys? Ah, there it is. There you are, my element 0. You can find element 0 by mining. It is just a lot rarer than the other 3. And typically, you'll find more of it on asteroids and gas giants than you will on terrestrial planets. This is due to the conditions on asteroids not having an atmosphere to protect radiation damage. Harvey J. Gladstone, thank you for your service. You will be remembered. Element 0. 135. Dog tag for Jermaine Barrett. That's how I'm going to go about pronouncing that name. No fragile crates allowed. They usually have dog tags under them. Marcus Greco. Pretty sure I just butchered that name, but I'll do my best. We can at least walk around fast with our weapon drawn. Amina Waberi. Thank you for your service. Didn't say that for a previous one, so thank you for your service again. This is for sure gonna be another flashback site. Yep. We can place the monument here, and I think I've narrowed it down to either here or by where Joker used to sit his butt. Abhishek Patki, thank you for your no. I know those are both wrong. Abhishek Pakti, thank you for your service. But now, we're gonna resume our search for crates to break. And dog tags to pick up. After all, you weren't the only one to lose your life on that fateful day. I'm one of them. Robert Felwa, thank you for your service. Fragile crate, thank you for breaking. Raymond Tanaka, thank you for your service. Now this will be another flashback spot here soon. Helen M. Lowe, thank you for your service. We have 4 more tags to pick up. Ah, yes, this is going to be another... Alright, no. Yeah, there we go. Ah, Kaden. You weren't even on the ship when I went down. I know this is where you were always hanging around, but still. Alexei Dubiansky, thank you for your service, and apologies for butchering your own last name there. We need to keep our eyes out for crates and shinies on the ground. And refined element 0. Can't ever have enough of that. 100 element 0. That should bring us up to 500. I don't think there's going to be any more of that lying around. Yeah, this whole wandering around here scouring the place for dog tags was not part of the base Mass Effect 2 game, and in the non-legendary edition release was added in after release as DLC. I believe it was one of the first, if not the first wave to release was the Normandy crash site. Here's another... there's a tag. And another flashback. Tags. Orden Laflamme, thank you for your service. Tag out here. They should be number 19. Hector Emerson, thank you for your service. We can place the monument there. I'm pretty sure I know exactly where we're going to place it. It's definitely going to be placed over by the downed segment of hull that actually says Normandy. Sorry, Alenko, you're not worth placing a monument over by your old haunt. I wonder if Ashley's picture would have flashed there instead of Caden's had we sacked her on Vermeer, or if Ashley would have shown up when we found the remains of the cargo bay, where she was always hanging around between missions. One more tag. And we can get the heck out of here. Not that we shouldn't spend time here, it's just that I feel like being here for too long might bring back too many painful memories for Shep. Just help me look for shines. Or crates. Because we all know those breakable crates just love to land on top of dog tags. Ah, it's an escape pod that you would be placing the monument by. But they're here to see the Normandy, not the SOS. We'll sweep around a little bit more before I decide to locate off camera and then pick up on camera. That's just out towards where the N7 helmet was. I'm pretty sure if Rex fell on the on Vermeer that he would have a flashback here as well. Entry 1, unrecoverable data. Data recovered. Spoke to the commander about this corrupt. All these damned aliens aboard the Alliance's most advanced ship. I just don't trust them as unrecoverable data. That damned Asari and a quarry. And what does Shepard think this is? A zoo? Unrecoverable data. Data recovered. with the quarry, and it seems she's on some kind of pilgrimage trying to improve a lot of her home ship. I can understand that. I would unrecoverable data. Babysit my children or anything, but if she has to be on board, I suppose that's not too bad. Unrecoverable data. Data recovered. For a while now, I am taking a look back at past entries in this journal. Unrecoverable data. How blind I was at the time. I came on this ship firmly believing humanity was on its own in the galaxy, corrupt. Shepard brought all these aliens on board, and there's no way we could have accomplished what we did without them. I'm proud to say, corrupt die for any member of this crew, regardless of what world they were born on. Hey, there's Presley. Found Presley's data pad. I don't think that counts as a dog tag, though. So, now that we're out of range of interacting with it, we can continue storming around. A little bit longer searching for it. Then I will, cut away and then cut back when we find it if our search goes on fruitlessly a little bit longer. Ah, there's this dumb, janky tanker over thing. Still much better than it was in Mass Effect. No, we are not memorializing the tank. I just bet it's glad to be resting here rather than inside a Thresher Maw's gullet. We only ever showed off one Thresher combat in Mass Effect 1, but there were quite a few to discover around the Attican Traverse. And I did defeat all of them, even if I only was able to show one off on camera. I'm gonna do one more sweep up in here, make sure I didn't just, you know, stupidly miss anything right off the rip. Now we'll be back once we're at the location of number 20, or if Presley's did count as number 20, where we will be placing the monument. And we found you, you sneaky little dog tag. The 20 of 20 collected, Monica Neguluso, thank you for your service. This was directly to the left of the sleeper pod bay, being obscured by some rocks. Sheesh, rocks. Why you gotta make my life difficult? Now, there's only one thing left to do. That is put the Normandy Memorial in the only spot it should be placed in. And now we should be able to use the Cerberus shuttle to leave. Now there's one last thing that I do want to do, even though this was the main event. Alliance funding obtained, a nice little bit thrown our way by the Alliance brass. 200 experience from us finding all those tags. And yes, 500 element 0. There's one more little Easter egg I want to show off. And it's all the way in a very familiar part of the galaxy. So, let's leave the Amada system and head toward the Sarabarik system with the space mushroom and the mass relay to get out of the system. You will notice that our fuel gauge is draining while we're flying through space like this. Yeah, we get it, Edie. But we are now back in the Sarabaric system where there is a fuel depot. We will buy fuel until we are fully fueled up. We'll also buy ourselves some probes, because where we're going to use some probes. We're heading to the local cluster. Hey, Pluto. And Neptune. We'll come back for you, Uranus. Jupiter. You do not use fuel when flying around in a system like this. It's only when in a FTL inter-system flight that you actually burn fuel. Hey, Mars, Earth, Venus, Mercury. Can't go to the moon like we could previously. We'll enter Earth orbit. Nice view of our planet from above, but we can't actually land. It seems there are 11.4 billion of us in the year 2185. But the real reason why we came here, and the one planet we saved for later, because I said we're going to be doing some probing. And you know where we're gonna probe. You know exactly where we're gonna probe. It is mostly depleted already due to being in the home system of a spacefaring civilization. But there's still a couple good spikes we can get here. Edie just said, really, Commander, as we shot a probe at a Uranus. That's a decent spike. But is there a spike of something we don't already have 27,000 of that we can claim here for the second bit of Edie dialogue about probing this particular planet?
Probing Uranus.
That's right. Edie makes the bathroom humor that YouTube won't let me make.
Launching probe.
Unfortunately, she only has those two unique dialogues, and since Uranus is already depleted, we will not waste any more money being childish. And instead, head to the nearest system that actually has a fuel depot in it, which is not the local cluster or Serpent Nebula. Well, let's head back to Omega to the space mushroom. We will buy probes. Costs about 100 for 3 probes. Or maybe it's 100 for 5 and we just wasted 2. Yeah, any planet that says unexplored, you can explore by going up to it, entering its orbit. Oh, whip up that scanner. Let's find a good spike here to end us off on. That's a decent one. I wasn't needing help knowing when to launch a probe game. I was just waiting for a better spot.
Launching probe.
Urdak is already moderate. I don't remember what our Alcara crash site planet started at, but fair amount of iridium there. This is how you're going to get the majority of the metals you use for your research projects, upgrading your gear and the Normandy. So get used to this screen, as I said previously. We're going to leave that there for now. I'll finish all this probing off camera. Just wanted to finally get around to showing off that vitally important to Mass Effect 2 mechanic. And our Sarabaric exploration progress has increased to 60%. But here, WhalePod, is where we're going to leave this episode of Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I do thank you very much for watching. Make sure to leave a like if you liked how we managed to track down all 20 dog tags our old helmet and even got to view some of Navigator Presley's old xenophobic ravings. And as always, do consider subbing to the channel if you have not done so already. I am trying to make a career out of YouTube, so every sub does get me one step closer to that. As always, do let me know what you thought about the episode down in the comments below. I do enjoy hearing from all y'all, so do feel free to use the comment section as you see fit. Now, with that business side of things said and done, I hope y'all are having fantastic days, WhalePod. Make sure to stay cool, stay classy, and remember that it's Uranus, not Uranus. But until next time, this is Commander Whale, signing off.